10 students from each grade level, 9 through 12, were asked about their music preferences to help determine the best music for a social event. The results are shown below. What percentage of the music should be techno? Well, here's techno right here. 5 responses. Well, let's take a step back for a second. What type of a sample is this? 10 students from each grade, 9 through 12. So you sort them into groups, then you take 10. That's a stratified. It's important to try to keep each sample in context. So what percentage of music should be techno? Well, you could say there are only 5 people that wanted techno, so we'll say no techno. Or you could just say we'll play all rap because that's what most people want. But let's say you're going to try and make it so everybody gets a little piece of the type of music that they prefer. So really what we're going to try and do is weight these out. And so let's see. What we want to know is 5 responses out of the total number. Well, what percentage would that be? And then we can say, okay, well, to make it fair to everybody, we'll play that percentage of techno and so on with the other music groups. So let's add all these up first. We have 11 plus 5, which is 16, plus 10 is 26, plus 5 is 31, plus 7 is 38, plus 2 is 40. Okay, so the total number of responses was 40, and we had 5 for techno. So techno really should be 5 out of 40 as a ratio. So the question is asking, what's the percentage? Well, you simply divide that. 5 divided by 40. And you get 0.125. And to make that a percent, move the decimal over twice, so it's going to be 12.5%. So here's an interesting question. How do you do 12.5% of the music? Well, I don't know, that doesn't really make sense. Maybe it'd be better to say, well, what's the ratio? It's 1/8. So maybe out of every 8 songs, 1 should be techno. Or you can make this a 13%. This is a good example of how writing your answer in different ways can sometimes make more sense. So I think in this case, actually, the 1 out of 8 makes more sense to me, so I know out of every 8 songs, out of every 8 songs, 1 will be techno. But 12.5% or 13%, that doesn't really mean as much to me in this case. But sometimes percent makes more sense. So knowing how to use fractions, decimals, percents interchangeably can really be helpful.